everyone, welcome aboard again. Today I am going to talk about the concept of presence, both threats and opportunities in every aspects of life. Risk. More precisely, we'll discuss objectively evaluating and managing risks. Whatever decision you make, it always involves risk. However, every risk to a greater or lesser extent can be managed, and there are scientific methods for doing so. Let's begin our new journey. First, let's take a look to cross overview of today's topic. This training module approaches food loss and waste not merely as an ethical issue, but as an engineering failure and a corporate risk. Participants will move away from intuitive management biases to embrace strictly data-driven risk management principles and so on. Our learning objective is technically apply data-driven risk analysis tools, FMAI, RPN, and other techniques to identify uncertainties within the food chain. Perform a fully loaded cost analysis of waste to calculate ROI ratios and playback periods for sustainability investment. Integrate decision tree algorithms for CCP, critical control point determination, into waste management workflows. Utilize probabilistic methods like Monte Carlo simulation and so on. Evaluate the operational efficiency potential of AI and IoT-based projects at a technical specification level. Our subject holds enormous jobs potential for many fields, including food and environmental engineers, biologists, chemists, business and economists, industrial psychologists, and statisticians, among others. We encounter fascinating and exciting developments in this field every day. Of course, all these developments also bring risk. Summarize, we are not here today merely to discuss ethical concerns. As an industrial psychologist, I must tell you, viewing food waste only as an ethical issue traps in the category of unsolvable human flaw. Instead, we define food loss, FLW, strictly as an engineering and management failure. If the output of a system doesn't match the input, there is a design flaw. You must stop relying on institution on your decision-making process. In this decision, we will transform uncertainties into manageable mathematical variables. Specifically, we will discuss the synthesis of mass balance principles and digital traceability tools. Remember, waste is not destiny. It's a technical error to be corrected. Just an engineer doesn't build a bridge saying, maybe it will hold. We will not operate in kitchens or warehouses saying, maybe it will sell. Data is our strongest tool, and it eliminates uncertainty and replaces it with confidence. For a business on the path to institutionalization, ignoring the outside world is suicide. The European Green Deal is not a wish, it's a technical necessity. The commitment to reduce waste by 20% by year 2030 is essentially a new language of trade. The key there is the common measurement methodology introduced by Commission decision. You can no longer say we waste too much. You must ask, with which methodology, in which segment, how many tons. According to the waste hierarchy principle, our priority is always prevention at the source. If we cannot prevent, then donation of energy recovery comes into play. This is a hierarchy, a matter of rank. Don't waste time with a corporal disposal when you have a general prevention. The cost of waste can no longer be hidden under miscellaneous in financial reports. It now shines on the balance sheets of a tangible risk item. Let's talk about money. Every entrepreneur favorite music. If you see a discarded tomato only as its purchase price, your business psychology is flawed. We call this the fully loaded cost. Behind that tomato lies labor, the energy that keep it cold, the logistic that brought it there, and the disposal fee you pay. You are not just throwing away a tomato, you are throwing away its pension. Success Stories show that every $1 spent on reducing food waste returns $14 to you. You wouldn't find that ratio even at a casino. In retail, AI system pay for themselves in terms of ROI, return of investment, in just 1.8 months. As a consultant, I'll tell you, calling a technology that pays for itself in 2 months expensive is corporate myopa. Operational resilience is the immune system of a business. The biggest leaks are cold chain breaks and violations of the famous FIFO, FIFO, first in, first out, or first expired, first out rules. Here, I present an engineering marvel, FMEA, failure mode and effects analysis. FMEA, failure mode effect analysis, a systematic engineering discipline that identifies potential process failures, analyzes their causes, and prioritizes solution. It proactively ensures corporate resilience and sustainability by minimizing operational risk through early detection and mitigation. In this method, we conduct an RPN, risk priority number, analysis by multiplying the severity of a failure, its frequency, and its detectability. RPN, risk priority number analysis, a numerical value derived by multiplying the severity, occurrence, and detectability of a failure. This scoring quantifies critical risks, ensuring that limited resources are directed toward the most urgent and impactful issue. If your RPN score is hitting the ceiling, there is a fire, but you just can't see the smoke yet. IoT system step in for projective monitoring, notifying you before the system fails. Saying, oh no, after the fridge breaks is crisis management. Knowing it will break and intervening beforehand is the art of leadership. The market is like a fickle lover. This is exactly what we call the bullwhip effect. A consumer saying, I feel like eating less bread today, can lead to tons of white being wasted at the start on the supply chain. Furthermore, we now face new market trends like GLP-1 drugs. Portion expectations are shrinking. If you are still producing with 1990s size portions, you'll just watch leftovers pile up. The solution is merging the JIT, just-in-time philosophy, with AI-based forecasting. And then there is our obsession with cosmetic perfection. A crooked carrot has the same nutritional value as a straight one. Creating an ugly food market is a creative entrepreneurial move. Love the imperfections. They are profitable tool. Now, I will share a grand vision translated into data, the Refit Insight engine. The Americans have turned this into a massive simulation platform measuring the impact over 40 solutions. Pay attention to the number. A $16.2 billion annual investment creates a net economic benefits of $59 billion. This isn't just a saving project. It's an employment engine with the potential to create 50,000 new green jobs. The data proves a 3-to-1 return. As an entrepreneurship instructor, this is a case study I insist my students examine. When you speak with data, convincing an investor takes only 5 minutes. South Korea achieved the impossible by exceeding a 90% food waste recovery rate. How? The answer: REFIT, radio frequency identification technology, and the pay-as-you-throw system. In this system, you scan your card at the bin. The system weighs your waste with millimetric precision and bills you directly. This is behavioral economics in its purest form. Human psychology is simple. People reduce what they pay for. As a result, waste transforms from dirty trash into a high-quality biomass source. As a consultant, I say you can't manage what you don't measure, but you can never control what you don't weigh. South Korea has turned this into a technological policy art form. Listen closely, my friend. Those who say our resources are limited, solar dyes used in Africa, fish processing plants are the most elegant examples of technical innovation. By reducing drying time by 50% and extending shelf life, they stop waste before it starts. Bangkok's urban agriculture valorization is a lesson in circular economy. Hotel waste becomes fertilizer for rooftop gardens, and those vegetables go back to the hotel. With this integrated strategy, it's possible to reduce food insecurity by 86.7%. Innovation doesn't always require $1 million labs. Sometimes all you need is a correct technical innovation, perspective, and a bit of sunlight. Let's go our hands directly and move the skill level. We are adapting HACCP principles to food waste. HACCP principles, a systematic approach managing for safety through hazard analysis from raw materials to consumption by preventing risk at the source rather than just inspecting them. It protects both financial and reputation. HACCP principles is very important, and they show you the way. If you follow these principles, your job is will be easy and simple. A professional's most important tool is the decision tree algorithms also. For instance, consider a meal detector on a production line. If you don't define it correctly as a CCP, critical control point, a single metal fragment could force a recall of thousands of tons products, leading to massive financial waste. CCP, critical control point, strategic stages where food safety hazards are prevented or reduced to acceptable levels. Precise monitoring of these points is the most vital technical defense against faulty production and large-scale food waste. You must learn to classify risk through simple but logical questions like, does this step eliminate the hazard? Remember, a fault detector is not just a technical malfunction. It's a corporate financial disaster. The constitution of institutionalization is the SOP, Standard Operating Procedures. SOP, a comprehensive set of step-by-step instructions designed to carry out complex routine operations flawlessly. As the cornerstone of institutionalization, these documents ensure consistent quality and sustainable operational output independently. When preparing a receiving SOP, don't just say measure the temperature. Set clear criteria like reject if temperature is above 4 plus 4 centigrade degrees to stop waste at the door. But life isn't always linear. Sometimes we need probabilistic methods like Monte Carlo simulation to manage uncertainties. Monte Carlo simulation it's a mathematical technique that predicts risk by modeling uncertain process through thousands of probability scenarios. It enables data-driven, secure strategic decision making, particularly in inventory management and production planning optimization. By running 10,000 different what-if scenarios, you can determine waste-free stock levels with 98% probability for a bakery chain. As a psychologist, industrial psychologist, I say This simulation helps manage overcome the fear of running out. Data is the best cure for fear. The future is here. It's just not evenly distributed. Platforms like Orbisk, Limpath, and Turkey's Pride Fazla have turned waste management into an art. Orbisk uses image recognition to measure kitchen waste automatically. No need for staff to use pen and paper. Limpath reduces purchasing costs by a net 6%. Our local startup Fazla integrates the circular economy into kitchens with smart scales. The common point of these technologies is AI doesn't just monitor. It predicts and prevents waste before it happens. Don't fear that AI will take your job. It will only take away your freedom to waste. In conclusion, my friends, you must position waste management not as a cost item, but as a strategic competitive advantage. Our 2030 roadmap is clear: full traceability, AI-powered forecasting, and circular business models. When Turkey's zero waste vision achieves technical alignment with EU standards, our hand in export will be much stronger. As an HR expert, let me add, a staff with high sustainability awareness is more valuable than the best technological system. Merge training with technology and technology with people. Remember, protecting food is protecting not just your wallet, but our future. Thank you for your patience. Now it's time to delete and use the rest raw material.